obviously linked to your aims. Very, very common thing is to read a background section where you think, well, no, it's really kind of interesting, but I'm not sure what the relationship is between all this background information and what this person is proposing to do in the aims. The linkage should be clear. An easy way to do that is the use of subheads, where the subheads in the background significance basically paraphrase our aims. So if aim 1 is to develop a new technique for doing such and such, summarize that as one of your subheads. Easy way for your reviewers to go back and forth between aims and background. Use lots of subheads. If you really want to make it easy for your reviewers, you can, again, if you are able to write the first sentence of each paragraph as a clear summary of that paragraph, sometimes, and again, depends upon my mood or whatever I'm thinking about when I'm writing a graph. But I certainly have gone so far as to underline the first sentence in each paragraph of my background, so that a reviewer doesn't even have to read the whole thing. They can skim it and get the essence. Does that sound sort of over the top? Probably. It probably is, but it definitely makes it for an easy grant to read. So again, just a useful technique. Use it as you see fit. Break up the text. Tables, figures, even in the background, are very, very helpful. And one last tip. If your results are mixed, or if the results in the field are mixed, if there are really continuing questions, suggest reasons why the results are mixed and how your research will help to clarify. And here's appropriate language. Previous studies that were carried out by such and such investigators obtained mixed results. However, we believe that this can be attributed to the fact that a range of different methods were used. In order to assess the impact of our particular method, method A, we propose to do the following. So acknowledge that the results in the field are mixed, that maybe a bunch of studies were done in your particular area. Some investigators believe this, some investigators believe that. You think that maybe the reason was they're looking at disparate populations, they're using disparate methods. How's your research going to clarify? Again, very straightforward, really just a very honest, straightforward presentation. And last point here, I almost think of the background significance as being the context for my methods. I'm laying the groundwork here. I'm anticipating any questions the reviewers may have about my methods. So I'm sort of laying the groundwork here, saying this is what's been done, this is how we propose to clarify it, and we're going to do it in the following manner. So it's almost like a sneak preview, if you will, of what they're going to see described in my methods. So very logical progression of information. And I end with most common mistakes. By far most common, confusing this section with a simple lit review, omitting the significance. And again, in my experience, and I can only speak, to one person's experience, more than half of grants don't have a separate subhead identifying significance. So your reviewers never know what's most important. It's buried. Lack of any subheads, very hard to slot your way through the section without subheads. Can't see the relation to the aims. Disparaging comments. People really took literally about critically evaluating, and they slam other people in the field. That can really come back to haunt you if one of those people is a reviewer. And you may think you know who every reviewer is by using the website and looking at the review rosters. But you know what? People float on and off the review sections. They have 4-year terms, and they're always adding ad hoc reviewers for additional knowledge. Every committee has some element of change built in. Careful what you say. It can come back to haunt you. Referencing articles you haven't read, making silly statements at the last minute because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'd really like to add just 3 more references to impress the reviewers, and you reference inappropriately. It really, I think it's a very poor tactic. Omitting citations about similar studies, referencing a whole lot of review articles, doesn't make sense. Focus on original research. Show you know your field, what's been done, what remains to be done, how you are going to address what remains to be done and why it's important. That is what makes, I think, a compelling background significance section. So let me ask you guys, it's 9:45. I can give you a 5-minute stretch before preliminary studies if you need it. Preliminary studies is short, half hour-ish. So how many would like a 5-minute stretch? Okay, go ahead. I know it's freezing in here too. Sorry. Jumping jacks during the stretch. I'm trying not to stand in front of it.